Hello everyone. We are from Group 1. I'm Dega Krisnalaya and sorry. Hello everyone. We are from Group 1. I'm Dega Krisnalaya and my friends Siti Nur Aziza and Vincentia Prandini Sanala. We want to present our critical journal report with the material rules law. Next slide. The first material is journal identity. Will present by my friends Vincentia.
Okay, for first journal identity, that is for journal 1. The title is Rose Law, Water Activity and Moisture Availability in Solution. Journal name, Journal of Food Science. Author Kauri in 1983, volume 48, number 2, page 648 until 649. Next, that is journal identity for journal 2. The title is The Vapor Pressure of Volatile Solvent. Journal name Industrial and Engineering Chemistry. Author Wilson and Wildy in 1923. Volume 15, number 8, page 801 until 809. Next, that is summary. You can see summary of journal 1 in this slide. Next, that is summary of journal 2. You can see the summary of journal 2 in this slide. Next. Okay, next that is advantage for journal 1. First, predictive utility in dilute solutions. Rolle's law provides a simple and effective way to predict the behavior of water activity in dilute solution, making it useful for initial calculation in food system. Second, connection to food industry. The journal's findings are directly relevant to the food industry, where controlling water activity is key for preserving food and preventing microbial growth. Third, simplification for estimating water activity. The study simplifies Raoult's law, making it easier to apply in practical situations, especially when measure water availability in food. And the last, application to food stability. The journal show how Raoult's law can be used to predict and manage food stability, helping to maintain the quality and safety of food product. Next, that is advantage for journal 2. First, comprehensive experimental data. The journal provides a wealth of detailed data on the vapor pressure of different solvents in oil, making it highly useful for research and industries need accurate, accurate measurement. Second, practical application. The research finding can be applied in industrial process such as solvent recovery, lubrication, and the processing of edible oils, providing direct benefits to those industries. Third, the clear methodology. The journal outlines its method clearly, making it easier for others to replicate the experiment and validate the result. And the last, analysis of deviation from Raoult's law. It goes beyond simply applying Raoult's law by analyzing where and why deviation occurs, which helps deepen understanding of non-ideal solution. Okay, I give back to the moderator.
Okay, the next material is disadvantage from the journal 1 and journal 2 that will be presented by me. The first is disadvantage of journal 1. The first is a limited discussion of practical application. While the journal explains Raoult's law in theory, it doesn't provide enough practical example or real-world application, especially for industry that deal with food solution. The second of the disadvantage of Journal 1 is lack empirical data. The study mainly focus on theoretical aspects and lacks sufficient experiment data or real-life case study to support its conclusion. The third is absence of visual aids and diagrams. This journal doesn't include enough graphs or illustration to help explain complex concepts, which make it harder for readers to grasp the key ideas. And the last is no solution for non-ideal conditions that although it highlights the limitations of First law in concentrate solution, it doesn't offer alternative methods or solution for dealing with not ideal condition. Next slide. Uh, the next is the disadvantage of Journal 2. The first is limited focus on high temperature behavior, that the journal doesn't thoroughly explore how volatile solvents behave at high temperatures, limiting its usefulness for industries that operate under such conditions. The second is complex technical language, that the writing is very technical, which can make it difficult for readers who are not expert in the field to fully to fully understand the study's finding and implication. And the last is incomplete analysis of non-ideal solutions. While it touched on deviations from Ross law, the journal doesn't go into enough detail about how this deviation can be handled or applied in the real-world non-ideal solutions. Next slide. The next material is implication for Indonesian development. The Ross law applied in food, chemistry, and industry. That the study of Ross law can be directly applied to industry in Indonesia, particularly in food chemistry, to better control moisture levels and improve food preservation methods. Second is real-world application in food preservation and lubricant, that the Ross law has practical use in food preservation to maintain product stability, as well as in the oil and lubricant industries, where controlling solvent vapor pressure is critical. The next is opportunities for curriculum enrichment in Indonesia, that this application presents an opportunity to enhance the Indonesian education curriculum by incorporating case studies and experiment on Ross law in real-world context, allowing students to engage with practical industry-relevant material. Next slide. And the conclusion will be presented by Aziza. Sorry, Aziza, nggak ada suara.
The conclusion of this critical journal report is Ross law limitation. Both journals highlight that while Ross law is useful in theory, it has limitation when applied to real-world situation, especially in non-ideal or concentrated solution. Next is deviation from ideal behavior. The studies show that water activity and vapor pressure do not always follow the ideal prediction of Ross law, with significant deviation in certain cases. Next, need for comprehensive methods to address this deviation. More advanced methods or modification to Ross law are needed to accurately predict the behavior of complex solution in practical application. Next slide. Next is suggestion. The The first one is curriculum interrogation. Case studies on Rhodes Law, including its limitation and real-world deviation, should be integrated into chemistry curricula to provide students with a deeper understanding of its practical application. Next, teacher training workshop. Educators should receive training on how to teach the practical application of Rhodes Law in industries such as food preservation and lubrication, helping students bridge theory with real-world use. Next is emphasis on critical thinking. Students should be encouraged to think critically about how theoretical concepts like Rhodes Law apply to real-world problems and how to account for non-ideal condition and practical solution. I give it back to the moderator.
Okay, that's all from our group, and thank you.